4 minutes. 4 minutes until the show starts. 4 minutes until 4 minutes. Vicky, Vicky. We got two minute, 2 minute, 2 minute. Look, it's the universe. That's not the universe. It's a galaxy. I don't know which one. It's a galaxy. I'm not sure which one. I think that looks like ours, right? One, two. No, I think we have more than two. I think we have three. Actually, I'm not sure if we know how many spiral arms, if you will. This is two. Yeah, I'm not sure if we know how many spiral arms. I would assume that no more than. Well, two seems right. But I think there's some other littler arms. More little. So, 3.5? 4, maybe. Who knows? I don't know. Show be live. Show be live. Show be live. What does that mean? Who's be live? What up, y'all? It's the R9cast. Hold up, I forgot to butt it up. I always forget to butt it up. I always forget to butt it up. But now the butt. I need to do a. Stouff. Okay. I always forget to butt it up. What up, y'all? It's R9cast, Fish Blind Dish, Kong Crystal Super Dope Show for Reservoir9.com, representing AllGames.com. I am Stephen D. Gibson, aka SG, aka Electron Bandit, aka I feel bad today. I don't feel great. I felt yucky for the first half of the day. Then I was like lazy. So then you get the the lazy yucky. Like, I feel like a loser because I'm not doing nothing. But that's not true. I did do something today. But anyway, now I'm here and I'm like, and I didn't work on my video. Haven't worked on that in a couple of days. My in-laws were in town. I had super. I'm gonna say headache, or just one long one. I don't like to use the word migraine unless that lightning bolts are happening. So I just call them headaches. Because that's what they are. I mean, it's phantom pain, but whatever. It doesn't matter. It's, yeah. Anyway, yeah, it's R9cast. And we're going to talk about state of play. Because PlayStation is the way station for our hearts and minds for video games. PlayStation is the gray station colors. PlayStation is the great station. No, PlayStation is the way station for space travel. PlayStation. How can you rhyme PlayStation? What can you rhyme with PlayStation to put it into like a motto or something, or a mantra? Not a mantra, but you know what I'm saying. PlayStation is the way. I guess they're always gonna call it PlayStation plus number because Xbox is just blowing it with all these different names. So now they have Xbox One S, AD edition. Some people call it the Xbox One SAD edition. But of course they leave out the edition and they just call it SAD because it's convenient. But if you're going to be doing it that way, let's be correct. And the S, I don't know what the S stands for actually. Slim All Digital Edition. And some people, if you want to do the acronym thing correctly, it is the Xbox One Sade, if you will. And all you young people don't know who Sade is, look her up. And all you people who do know who Sade is, smooth operator. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, so state of play. I'm shaking my head because Sony doesn't quite get it. I mean, they get it in one respect, in that they're trying to. I'm not saying that they're accomplishing it because they failed at their last attempt, but I would say this. Oh, before I dig into Sony, because they're always messing up. allgames.com/live. That's where you want to go. Hit the Discord, be in the chat, all that good stuff, and their shows there too. It's always some sound coming out of that website. allgames.com/live. Back to smashing Sony into the ground. It's not. Anyways, Sony. Remember back when the PlayStation 4 was launching or whatever, or they were successful, like the first year. They're like, we don't understand why people love the PlayStation. Either the hubris was so strong from 2013 to launch, and they just knew, right? They were like, oh boy, they just messed up. They just handed it to us, and they were just playing games, or they truly didn't know. I think it's both, right? I think they were lucky in that they literally had no competition in 2013 because Xbox took themselves out of the race. They shot themselves in the foot, literally shot themselves in the foot at the starting line, and limped, and they're limping to 2020. This is what happens, right? So Sony's just like, they had the lead and they never gave it up. Why? Because they did not piss off the public, and that's why they're doing things that they're doing now. If you notice, they did a thing where, we're censoring our games now. It's like, what are you doing? Oh, because we don't want people to get mad in social media and then hate us and stuff like that. You know how like they did Xbox back in the day. Oh, that's why you're doing it. You're scared. Well, how about you just do the right thing all the time, and then you won't have to worry about that. You know, I mean, the gamers are your customers, so why don't you be good to your customers? How about that? First and foremost. And of course, be mindful of your business dealings. The business side, you'd be like, all right, business. But at the same time, would our customers appreciate this? Would our customers appreciate crossplay? Of course they would. But you not giving it to them, you're getting away with it barely. You know, all these YouTubers know Sony stingy with this, Sony stingy with gameplay. I mean, Sony stingy with crossplay. Sony stingy with exclusives. And people say, oh, but Xbox did that in Xbox 360. Yeah, they did. That's not why Xbox won last year. And people say, oh, but PlayStation 3 passed Xbox 360 at the end. Yeah, in 2013. At October 31st, 2013. When did the machine? In the first weeks of November, yeah, PlayStation 3 passed. At that point, it's too late. Just like right now, it's too late for Xbox to pass PlayStation. But Microsoft doesn't care. Microsoft doesn't care about them unit sales, like one unit here, one unit there. They don't care about that. I mean, they care, but it really is more about, like, I mean, just think about it. If you are like a business person, right, and you have a rival, same, y'all selling cars, let's say that, right? And you're like, all right, well, we didn't sell as many cars as Jared over here, right? Jared's your competition, right? I didn't sell as many cars as Jared, but we have more customers coming back with their cars for, you know, car wash, detail, oil change, you know, get some tires, you know what I'm saying, tune up, blah, blah, blah. We get more business from our patrons than Jared. Jared sells more cars, but we get more money from our existing customers. That's not exactly a good comparison, because the fact of the matter is that Game Pass has more subscribers, I should say, some members of the Game Pass than a PlayStation now. Let's just be real, because when Game Pass, like a little bit after when Game Pass launched, Microsoft's like, we have millions of subscribers, millions. Sony hasn't even reached 1 million yet. PlayStation now has been out longer than Game Pass, and they haven't even reached 1 million subs. That's kind of a failure, especially when you're going to 100 million, units sold. You don't have a 10%. You don't have 1%. I'm not gonna do this because I did this, I think, last episode. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the differences. We're talking about what's Sony doing. What are you doing, Sony? And right now they announced, this is what the PlayStation is gonna have. It's gonna have an SSD and it's gonna have all this stuff. And you're like, all right, that's cool. All right. They're giving you a little bit. They're like, okay, what can we tell people that'll... And you notice they didn't give you all the specific specs, because Microsoft's about to blow the roof off of all the buildings and wherever, because they're going to come out with the Xbox Infinity, whatever it's called, I don't know, and it's going to be like, yeah, we more powerful. We're going to be the most powerful console again. What's up? That's just, when you think of Xbox, think of the most powerful. That's it. And even if they have to go back and say, okay, you know what? I would say that the moniker or the title of having the most powerful console is so important to Microsoft that they would, if they can't delay their quote-unquote most powerful console to be more powerful than the PlayStation, I mean, it's going to be, right? But if they couldn't delay it, they would put it out, and then they would put out another one that would be more powerful soon after. A year, maybe 2 years afterwards. They would do that because Microsoft they're kind of, that's how they came in. They came into the market like, yeah, we were the most powerful. That's it. 360 was like not the most. They kind of were the most powerful, only in that it was just a smarter machine, I guess. It was easier to use. Let's just say that. I mean, Sony says that the cell was more powerful. People say that because that's what Sony told you. But honestly, I don't see. It just was like his ass backwards, super hard. It's like if you give me a program and it's the most powerful program for doing computer graphics, and I can't, and it's in Russian or Chinese or something I can't read, I'm like, yeah, okay, it's great that it's so powerful. I can't use it. Just give me the romper room. Give me you know, give me Blender. Give me Photoshop 3. That's a bad example. Give me Bryce. That's a bad example too. Anyway, but my point is that I'm not sure that Sony is looking at the bigger picture, and that kind of, it doesn't frighten me because I know that Xbox and Nintendo will always be there to kind of not pick up the slack, but fill in the things that Sony is not and will not do. Nintendo and Microsoft will do, and that's why there will always be the three. I mean, some people trying to come in with four, like Amazon. Is it Amazon? No, Google. What is that called? Stadia. They're trying to do that. And I'm like, Stadia is more of a competition for Steam than it is for like PlayStation or Xbox. I think because it's not PC. It's more of a TV, Chromebook, I guess phone thing. Yeah. I don't know. Google Stadia is a little different. Google Stadia is unique, but I think something like Google Stadia is more of a supplement to like a Steam player or Xbox player or whatever, you know, because you'd be like, oh, I want to play my PC game real quick. If it's on Stadia and you can bring your saves across, then you'd be like, all right, I'm gonna just play it on this real quick, you know, while I'm traveling. But no PC gamer or console gamer in the right mind would play on Google Stadia as opposed to natively playing a game. And that's the problem with all these streaming services. That was the problem with the PlayStation Now, because it sucked. The streaming technology sucked. It's probably better now, but it's still not as good as natively playing the game. So, you know, while it's cool, while I would say that Microsoft, Google, Amazon are the three companies that are, I would say, capable of doing game streaming right, because they have the server. I was looking at a chart where they had the percentage of market of server farms in the market, you know, based off, you know, how much, whatever. So it was Amazon was number one with I believe 20 something, 23 million or something like that, 23 point something million. Microsoft was second with 16 point something million. Who was third? Google was third with, I think, 9%. They were in the single digits, I believe. And then the rest was other. So the top three server companies, like server farm, server capable companies, basically, server farm, Amazon, Microsoft, Google. In that order. Number one's Amazon. Number two is Microsoft. Number three is Google. Now, given that Google's been around for a minute, I mean, all these companies have been around for a minute. Amazon has grown exponentially, so they have their servers. They have Twitch, which is a big reason why they have super servers, and they have obviously Amazon.com, another big reason why services. So, you know, they have different things that require these giant farms, right? Microsoft built it for business and for Xbox Live and for all the other things, right? And Google, obviously, for YouTube and Google and others. They didn't even, just others, right? The others is 30-something%, right? So it's split up between whoever else. I don't know if Sony had their own server farm. I believe that they don't have their own server farms because in this list they weren't listed as one of the companies. You know what I mean? Even if they had their own, I believe they would be in that list. It'd be a low number, but I think they're renting from whoever. I think they might be renting primarily from Amazon. I think, I don't know. I heard that from somewhere, but I might be. I'm probably wrong. Just saying. So I'm like, okay. So, you know, PlayStation Now didn't really work out. Probably because they don't have their own server farms. I don't think Sony is the type of company to invest heavily in that because, sure, they bought Gaikai for whatever it was, $300 million or whatever back in the day, but it's not just about, oh, let's just buy this company and then not do anything else. You have to grow the infrastructure, right? Microsoft has been pumping I don't know how much, but I would say a lot of money into these farms of serverness, and it's kind of coming through. It's the dreams of what they were kind of setting out, or the dreams of game streaming is starting to come true because there are capable companies delving into that arena, into that area. Let's assume that they're the experts in that area since they are the three biggest companies in America. I'd say America. I don't know about globally. It might have been a global list. I'm not too sure. But how does Sony? I mean, first of all, much like what Microsoft did in 2013 with all their ideas, the messaging was wrong, but their ideas were not. Their ideas about how gaming would go, where it would go, digital, all digital, and all this is true. They saw that happening. They just didn't relay the message to the public correctly. They didn't communicate it to the public in a way that would not freak them out. Now, what's happening with Sony is that they don't even communicate at all. They don't say nothing. They just like, oh, here's the game. Oh, guess what? And then with PlayStation Now, it's like, okay, there's 700,000. Like, what could they do to make people want to pay for PlayStation Now? What could they do? What's happening? The only thing that's keeping PlayStation Now alive is the fact that that's the only way you can play PS3 games backwards compatible. That's not even backwards compatibility. So let's not have delusions of reality, because backwards compatibility means that you can play the game natively on your console. It doesn't have to be on a disc, because most of the time it's just downloaded from a server, but the code has to run on your system. That's what backwards compatibility is. Streaming is not backwards compatibility. Streaming is streaming. It's not backwards compatibility. It's just like how I was looking at some ads for PlayStation 4. 4K gaming and TV. I'm like, where's the asterisk? Where is it like 99.99% of your gaming experience will not be 4K? Where's that say it in very small print somewhere? Because that's the truth. Checkerboard 4K is not 4K. There are some native 4K games. I know of one native 4K game. One. That's Mantis Racing, whatever it's called. That indie game. I keep saying that. I'm just saying. They like to play. They like to play Hot Station. But anyways, state of play. Here's the thing. Here's the thing that I don't think. Here's the thing. Well, Sony's in a tough position because they have. I'm gonna say it. They have no games. They have 2 games coming out. Days Gone just came out. No one cares about Days Gone right now. Days Gone has been a big fat wet slopping nasty disgusting splap. They're like, oh man, if you're gonna say something like, hey, all the PlayStation exclusives are dope, except for Days Gone, and I mean, there's a few that are like hot garbage, and there's a few that are the best. That's how it is. What's the percentage of greatness to horribleness as far as exclusives go? Off the top of the head, I'd say 50-50? Yeah, 50-50. I mean, because there's 2 games right off the bat. Spider-Man, which is, sure, it's exclusive. It's not first party, though. Spider-Man, God of War, those are the 2 best games on PlayStation right now. You can say Uncharted, but I don't think Uncharted is aging well. I think Uncharted is kind of like one of those. I mean, it was good when it came out, right? But it's like, okay, well, we have Tomb Raider. We have all these other games that are kind of like Tomb Raider is super close to probably being better than Uncharted. I just think that the last Shadow of the Tomb Raider had a few technical things and the story was a little but it's super close. They're kind of basically the same game. So it's not like they got the lockdown on games like that. And besides, Uncharted isn't the best game. It's just about like, oh, remember the part where he's hanging off the truck and he's swinging? It's like, yeah, that's cool. You know, it's a bunch of set pieces and kind of, cool stuff like that. But when you break it down, the gameplay itself, like the shooting, and it's like, oh, okay, it's alright. It's not the best. If you break it down, like this game is fun. You take out all that fluff. You take out all the cinematics. You take out all the, you just specifically gameplay. Uncharted, it's just like Tomb Raider. It's like, I mean, there's puzzles and stuff. Like, okay, this is kind of challenge tombs, and I'm like, all right, whatever. It's kind of like the first games. The first Tomb Raider games didn't have that much cinematic stuff because they couldn't. So it's like, what was the best part? That's all you had was gameplay. And it was pretty bad because the controls were like, ugh. But it was all right. So I'm like, are they gonna come out with another Uncharted? Really? And how would that? I mean, I'm sure there'll be another Uncharted game, and it'll probably be his daughter. But spoilers. But I think that Last of Us 2. Dang, it's about to storm outside. Last of Us 2 is coming out. Then after that they'll go back to Uncharted. I would assume. I would hope that Naughty Dog would work on a new franchise. I think that would be a better, because honestly, there's a lot of dread and gloom on the PlayStation lineup. You got Days Gone. Okay, that's not a happy game. Last of Us 2, not a happy game. Ghost of Tsushima, not a happy game. The other one, Norman Reedus walks a lot, not a happy game. Death Stranding, not a happy. There's death in the name, not a happy game. So you look at the lineup. It's like, oh, PlayStation's for the hardcore gamer. Or it's for okay. So explain to me how Nintendo is so successful. Is it for the softcore game for kids? Some people would say yes. I would argue that they make better games all around. Well, I mean, they make good games. And it's a testament to them that they can make these games at such a high quality and still be family friendly. You don't need to have the over grotesque or the over explicit type of games to be like, oh man, that's so disgusting, to have a selling point. Like, oh, super mature. Oh, you get the sex scenes. Oh man, yeah. That's a Mass Effect reference. So the fact that they're so successful just based off of gameplay primarily is good. It's something that Sony and Microsoft need to take note of. I think Microsoft knows they just kind of reset for this next generation coming up, and they bought all these studios. I think there's a rumor that they're gonna announce more studio acquisitions. I'm like, okay, that's a lot. So I think they're still on, yo, we winning next. We gonna win. I think Phil Spencer. Remember when Phil Spencer says we want to win, or he said something like that? I was like, you know what? I think he's right. And it's not. Remember, he said generations don't exist anymore, basically. And he was referring to the backwards and forwards compatibility of the Xbox ecosystem. So I think the best thing to name the next Xbox coming out, is the Xbox Infinite. Just like Halo Infinite, right? The Xbox Infinite. Meaning, this is the last that there will be no other Xbox names. Xbox, I mean, you could call it the Infinite S or SE or whatever you want to call it. That's fine. But, or the X, ooh, what if they go Infinite Pro? That would be funny. Or the Infinite X. But it would be cool if it would just be an X and an infinity sign, right? That'd be dope. And it would kind of match up with the moniker of their kind of their movement towards no more console generations. Everything's forward, backwards compatible, blah 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 blah, right? So I'm like, yeah, Infinite. Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. It's not as like super Xbox One is your all-in-one. They need to get away from that. All right, they need to if they concentrate on the game stuff, because I don't watch TV through my Xbox. I have a cable. I have a cable box. I know. I'm old school. But whatever. We got a good deal. For now until we cancel it. And be like, yeah, my face with that crap. It always rains when I'm in here. But it's like okay, so what can we expect? What can we expect for next gen? Sony will have a few bangers. And if you noticed, EA Access is coming to PlayStation 4. Oh wow! What a turn of events! What has changed their mind? I wonder. Everything that they have done wrong this generation, Sony is frantically trying to reverse. They're super hypocritical because when they said, Kaijiro is, what the hell is EA Access? I'll explain in a few. So back when first I think EA went to Sony and Microsoft. I think they went to Sony first, I believe. Because they were selling more, so they want to go with the winners. Sony said something like this, is a paraphrasing. He said, we don't believe that EA Access is a great value proposition for our customers. That's what Sony said, which is a bunch of bullshit. And I was like, oh, okay. And some people might say, oh yeah, that's kind of true because they didn't have a lot of games, right? But you gotta look at the long game, right? So now, however many years later, EA Access, they got a lot of games. I think they probably have over 100 games on EA Access. The problem with EA Access on PlayStation, even now, it's not as good as Xbox. I'm going to tell you why. Because PlayStation cannot play PS3 games. They can't play the backwards compatible library from EA Access. So if EA Access has, I don't know, a last gen Battlefront, no, a last gen EA Mass Effect, the Mass Effect trilogy from last gen. I think they redid that, but so that's a bad example. But any last gen PS3 EA game cannot be played on EA Access on PlayStation. That's whack. That's super whack. That's crazy whack. That's crazy super whack. It's like, what? So wait, the Xbox EA Access is better. Yes, it is. So it's like, oh, well, you get what you... No, you don't get what you... I don't know what... I agree with Sony. EA makes some crap outside of Madden and FIFA, and even hardcore fans of Madden and FIFA complain. Huh? Oh, I get what you're saying. Well, I mean, Madden and FIFA are their money makers. And that's there's a whole nother issue with EA. I don't really like EA that much. I was like, yeah, Anthem. Now Anthem's a poopy caca show. I was so disappointed. I'm gonna get Anthem when it's like $2. When it's super cheap, I'm like, oh, $10, I'll buy that. And fly around like Iron Man a little bit and be done with it. But it's like, Kajudo's in Twitch. He says that's not wake. That's whack. Oh, that's not whack. That's progress. Backwards compatibility is going to screw the game industry over. How does backwards compatibility screw over the game industry? How does that work? Huh? Like, say, for example, when whatever company sells an old original Xbox game through backwards compatibility on the Xbox One store, whatever, Microsoft, whatever, game store. When they do that, they get money. It's not like, oh, Microsoft gets all the money and the original publisher. No, they still get paid. Of course they do. Because it's their game. Microsoft has to do whatever deals they need to do for backwards compatibility. For like, if it's not their game, yeah, they have to do the deal over. But it's a dumb deal. For the original developer not to sign that deal is idiotic because that's free money. That's like, oh, we made that game 10 years ago. Nobody's buying new copies. Why would you not sell? Why would you not sell it? Why would you not put you in the position to sell it again and make money? Just extra. Yeah, some people might buy it. Oh, you get Game Pass. They probably get a cut of the Game Pass plays, or I don't know how that works. Kaju says I was on your show and told you Anthem looked like crap. I mean, I don't care about the looks. It's really about the game mechanics and how the game's structured. It doesn't look the greatest, but it looks like a Frostbite engine game, and that I'm getting tired of that look. Even though it looks good, Frostbite looks good. It's just it feels like palette swap the game. You know what I mean? Okay, it just says development is about going forward and not backwards. If you want to play games, hold on to your old console. I meant look as a game. I meant look as in the game looks like it plays off. Okay. Yeah. It looked like I agree. It looked like the game. It looked like okay, this is how the game plays, and you're looking at it like okay, it looks meh. And then the other stuff was kind of whack, and then people talking about it, I was like yeah, I got you. But yeah, they didn't go too deep into the mechanics, and there's a whole bunch of different issues with that game. But like I said, if it's super cheap, if it goes to game, it's not gonna go Game Pass. Get EA access, man. I forgot about that. Oh, that's not true, cause Battlefront. No, that was LucasArts. Oh man, that's right. Cause Battlefront 2 for I think it was original Xbox came out on Game Pass. I was playing that a couple days ago. I was like, okay, I'm done. I was like, I'm not gonna play this. Star Wars game is gonna suck too. Oh, you know what? I think I have more hope in that Star Wars game and the Jedi's Comeback Forever. What's it called again? Jedi Fallen Order, whatever it's called. I have more faith in that because I have more faith in Respawn. Whoa, y'all saw that lightning? I saw it, and there it is. And so it'll be okay. I think it'll be okay. I don't think it's gonna suck. I don't think it's gonna be crazy. I think Titanfall 2 is the best game Respawn has made to date. I'm not too sure about this Fallen Order. It's hard to tell. It might be alright, but I still have an affinity for Titanfall 2 because the relationship between your character and your Titan. What was his name again? TJ or something. I forgot his name actually. It was cool, and he sounded like Optimus Prime. I was like, oh my god, this game is so dope. Oh my god, I played like 1 or 2 matches of multiplayer, but that single player, that's the best. Okay, Titanfall 2 has one of the best single player campaigns I've played in this generation. I would say recent history, better than the Call of Duties because I've gotten tired of Call of Duty. I was tired of Call of Duty when I first played the first Call of Duty 2 by the same team, by the way, and I was like, World War II, I was kind of tired. I was like, meh, and people were like, oh man, it's so good. I'm like, I'm not feeling it, you know. And I admit, I didn't get deep into it. So I was like, I probably missed the good parts. But Titanfall 2 is just like tickling all the good stuff about, games. So good. So that's where I'm like, okay, you know, Jedi Fallen Order might be alright. Although the guy that got to play the main guy who's, I guess, the Joker or the Joker twins, whatever, spoiler, from Gotham is the main guy, and I'm like, okay. I don't know his work. I don't watch Gotham, so I can't really say anything about that. But we'll see. EA Action Games always play like tech demos. They spend all the time on graphics and give you basic. Yeah, that's true. That's the problem with those Frostbite games. I think Frostbite as an engine looks great. But I think I've heard devs, or I've heard somebody or whatever, rumors about devs saying that it sucks to make a game in it because it's so hard. Or it doesn't, or it's something about it. I'm like, okay. So, you know, this spaceship battles in Battlefront is a joke. They had it right in the PS2 era, but this new era, they've been sucking. Yeah, it's really, I mean, what is it? Because they look really good, but it's just like, it kind of feels like an old game with prettier graphics. That's the best way I can describe it. Like, it's like a PS2 era game. Probably, PS1, PS2 era game. Early. That just really looks good. Like, it looks like a modern game, but it's just, it's like nothing to it. It's like, oh, this is kind of, you know. And then games like Apex Legends, they add the what's it called? That system where the ping system. And I'm like, a simple systematic addition, a mechanic to a game that has been, battle royale, whatever, first person team based shooter. A simple thing like that improves the quality of life so much that it makes it better than all the other games. And I'm like, and that's the same. Okay, it's a branch of Respawn. It's still Respawn, so they're sharing technology across the board, right? So you can expect, like, they have come up with a lot of the, I don't want to say groundbreaking, but a lot of the trends of first person shooters ever since Call of Duty 2. You know what I mean? Ever since Modern Warfare, Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare, it's been the same team. That's why Fallen Order might be dope. They might add something in there like, oh, what's this? Oh, and then guess what we'll see? Uncharted has the same, some kind of mechanic that, if you know what I'm saying, they're gonna bite. Sony gonna bite. They've been biting off themselves for so long that they're making the same game over and over again. Days Gone, Last of Us 2, Days Gone 2. Uncharted is just Last of Us without mushroom zombies and lesbian little girls. Although his daughter might be lesbian, you never know. Maybe gay. Let's just say that, not lesbian. Drake's daughter might be gay. So there it is. They're making the same game again. I'm just kidding. But state of play. That's what we're talking about now. I think before we're talking about the actual games of state of play, and there weren't that. I think it was an 11-minute quote unquote show, whatever it is. I don't even know what it is. The PlayStation Direct. I didn't even watch it. I looked at the list of games and I said, okay, sure. And I saw the Final Fantasy stuff, and I saw a little bit of the medieval stuff, and I saw some of the Predator stuff. And Monster Hunter, I saw like a screenshot. I'm like, I don't care about that. But anyway, before I talk about that, I need to talk about the state of PlayStation. Not the state of play, state of PlayStation, and their role in the hype machine. Hype machine is very important. The hype machine is what gave a lot of PlayStation their mojo this gen. And I would say the opposite of what the hype machine is, the anti-hype or the hate machine, is what Microsoft got. So it helped them on both sides. The hate went to Microsoft, all the hype and the love went to Sony this gen, right? So with them not going to E3, no hype. So it's like, oh, chip, chipping away at that armor. And these states of play are I'm like, okay, so it was happening, and I was like, oh, okay, it's happening. And I didn't know what day it came out. I don't know. And then all of a sudden, there were like 3 different news videos or whatever saying that, state of play, this is what happened. I'm like, what? Wait, it happened already? What happened? Huh? I missed it. What was it about? And I'm like, I don't know if they quit. It seems like Nintendo Directs have more hype than the state of plays, because they're not. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna say this: Nintendo Directs are better than state of plays. This is why, because from what I've heard, the state of play is just a bunch of videos. Like, here's a game. Meanwhile, Nintendo Directs are like, have a little bit of personality. They have that quirkiness. It's Nintendo. That's what they do. Sony is like the girl who has no personality. She's beautiful, 0 personality. Nintendo's like the little nerd, little whatever, awkward, but she's so fun to have talk to. You sit there like blah blah blah. Oh yeah, ha. You be laughing. Meanwhile, PlayStation over there looking fine, but just chunk. That's how I describe it. Like Judah said, PS4 is not hype. It's a beautiful console. PlayStation, a beautiful model. No personality. Just dread and gloom. Just look at the games. All dread and gloom. No happy games. Just all raw. Okay, that's not true. They had some happy games. Even the Spider-Man games kind of gloom and doom, because Aunt May, spoiler, dies. Okay? That's wrong. That's gloom and doom. Aunt May doesn't die in Spider-Man. She's alive forever. Marissa Tomei's alive forever. But they found out a way on the PlayStation to kill Aunt May. That's not right. And why is she so old? Isn't okay? I know why she's old because he's not in high school anymore. That's why. Xbox is the cougar trying to get young boys into them. Let's see, what's Xbox? So PlayStation's the young hot model with no personality. Nintendo's the nerdy girl who's super fun to talk to. And Microsoft is the girl who used to be a bad, like an evil kind of girl, but kind of saw its evil ways, her evil ways, and has turned a new leaf and now has become a good person, if you will, become a friend of the nerd, Nintendo. And kind of like the blonde chick in Jumanji 2, where she was like all into her stuff. She's like, oh, and then at the end she became like down to earth, kind of cool. That's what Xbox is. Nah, it's a girl that will do anything for attention. No, that's Sony. Sony is the pretty model that will do anything for attention. You describe it Sony exactly. Go on, so why would you put out this garbage state of play with Final Fantasy VII? Well, how long has this game been in development? 1,000 million years. It looks great, but dude, a remake should not be taking this long. I know it's a big game. Blah blah blah. I don't care. I'm just saying. The best game that they came out with was Final Fantasy VII. Remake station. Delay station as well, because they delayed a whole bunch of stuff. So PlayStation's the hot model, begging for attention, no personality. Nintendo's the nerd, the kind of cute nerd with the super personality. And Microsoft is the repenting, is the turn to leaf. Used to be bad, but now she's a good girl. Chilling with the nerd. Now you're my best friend because I've seen the evil of my ways, and now you're my friend, girl. Let's go. And let's do Minecraft together. You see how that works? Kaiju says, nah, Sony is the girl that no one liked and ignored her. PlayStation 3. Then she got hot and now everybody wants her PlayStation 4. No, Sony is the girl, that same girl that no one liked and ignored. And then there was a beauty contest, PlayStation 3, 360, and they didn't choose that girl. They got ignored for some reason or the other. And then the next year, same beauty contest, same contestants, but the Xbox, she got sick. She got hit in the knee by somebody, some creeper with a bat hit her in the knee, and she's like, no, why? And Nintendo didn't even show up. So there was no competition. So they couldn't ignore the PlayStation because it was the only thing to root for. It's, oh, yeah, there you go. There you go. There's my metaphor. Xbox was the model that everyone was into 360. Then they saw how shallow she was and they left her. Right, and then that's right. In 2013, they were the bad girl. They were shallow, exactly like the blonde girl in Jumanji too. And then they realized, oh, I'm shallow. I'm an idiot. And they turned a new leaf, and now they're friends with the nerd, Nintendo. See, so we're on the same page. But yeah, Sony's still that. Sony is kind of that, like I said, the beautiful one. That's just no personality. The one note games, all zombie open world. Well, I would say Horizon is. I guess Horizon is one of the more unique games. It is post-apocalyptic, though. Is that a theme? Like post-apocalyptic, everything? Like post-apocalyptic, Horizon, post-apocalyptic, Last of Us 2, post-apocalyptic, Days Gone. What else? Is medieval post-apocalyptic? You do play a skeleton man, so I would assume that might be. Okay, it's not. Whatever. But that's a good analogy. Huh. Yeah. But, I mean, looking at the games, the state of play. So we said Final Fantasy 7. 12 minutes. If you don't have time to watch the 12-minute jam-packed conference, get out of here. Was it a conference or was it just a bunch of videos? All right, so Final Fantasy 7 Remake. It's coming out in sections, chapters they call it, but it's really just, I guess they split it into, I don't know how many parts, but I guess the first city is the first part, and then this game's gonna take like 12 years to come out because they got into different. I should have actually watched this thing, but I did have 12 minutes. Predator Hunting Grounds, I saw that. I mean, I got really nothing to say about Final Fantasy. It's a remake. People will buy it. I mean, Capcom has been doing good with their remakes. Specifically Resident Evil 2. So I guess Final Fantasy would be all right. Yeah, it'll be good. I'm not gonna say it'll be a whack game, but I mean, it's a remake, yo. I mean, you're acting like it's a brand new first party game. I mean, it might be exclusive for a little bit, but whatever. Or maybe it's all exclusive, but I don't really care. Old ass game. Predator Hunting Grounds. There's a problem with this game, and here's the problem. Problem is these games nobody wants to play these games. The only game like this that people played for real was Friday the 13th. Why? Because it was Friday the 13th. Now you could say, well, Predator's Predator. I'm like, you know what? Maybe, maybe, but I believe the people who are making this made another game called. What the hell is it called? Wow, it's wait. Wow, it's right on the tip of my tongue. It's with the monsters. It's with the Anyway, it didn't do well. It didn't sell. Nobody played it. Closed down. Shut down the servers. So with the one monster and the 4 people playing nobody wanted. Nobody played. This is the same type of game except you had a predator, and there's 4 army guys. I think it's 4 v1. I'm like, did they? I'm pretty sure that this is not an exclusive. So them pushing it out like it. I mean, that's the thing too. Like all these games probably aren't exclusives except for Medieval, and nobody cares about that one. If you do, you're lying. Well, okay. If you have nostalgia for Medieval, I'm gonna just say it the way it's supposed to be. Medieval. Then I guess it is Medieval, right? Anyway, if you have nostalgia for that, sure. But as far as like new players or the hardcore, no. That's like me being hyped for Lucky's Tale. I'm like, I don't care. I didn't even play that game. Did I play a demo? I might have played like 2 seconds of it. I was like, I don't like this game at all. Not at one bit. Not one bit at all. I don't like this game. And I put it down and I put it away and I'm never going to play it ever again. But Predator, I don't think a lot of people will try it out. And if there's something that's kind of streamable about it, like, oh, I'm the Predator, I'm going to jack you fools. Yeah, there might be a little bit of a streaming community behind that for people to watch. But games like that don't do well. Now, if they did a Battle Royale with a Predator in there or a Predator type, where it's like, oh, okay, there's 99 people, and then there's one super powerful, hard to kill dude. Now, you know what? That sounds like an interesting concept to me because it combines both. It combines the failures of the 4v1 and the allure of the Battle Royale stuff. You combine the best of both worlds. Like the 4v1, all you want to do is be the one. Every time you're like, I want to be Jason, I want to be Predator, I want to be the monster, whatever. That's all you want. Put that in the battle. I think that'd be all right. I think that's what they should do. Why haven't they done that? What's wrong with them? They did an Alien vs. Predator Battle Royale. I ain't never heard of that. And if I ain't never heard of that, then Uncle Timmy, then your cousin Flo, nope. Then regular person down the street hasn't heard of it either. Oh no. I didn't see a question mark. You're asking me. You gotta put a question mark if it's a question, or put did they? Because you put they did like it was a statement. That's why I read it that way. Sorry, I didn't misinterpret that time. You wrote it kind of funny. Don't look at me. Like, I know I'll be misinterpreting, but not this time. All right, so Predator, Monster Hunter World Iceborne DLC doesn't count. They're acting like, oh, why are you pimping DLC? Come on, son. That's so. I played Monster Hunter World because it's on Game Pass. I was like, oh, let me try this out. I was like, yeah, I'm not. Nope. This is one of those games that you just gotta play. I'm in the middle of For Honor. I heard For Honor was good, but I played the demo of that too, and I was like, I don't want to play this because I wasn't really into all of the different kind of the depth of the kind of parry and attack mechanics. I mean, that's what the game is, and I'm like, okay, that's cool, but that's not a game for me. You know, I think I still skew towards arcadey style games because I'm just my brain is just even worse than it has been before. So I'm like, just forget about it. You trying to explain complex concepts to me? Nope. It's a good, just not worth $59 because it's always online. Should be free to play. I know that if it was free to play, I'd probably more inclined to play it, but I probably still wouldn't play it. That's the thing. Like I have Sea of Thieves, and they just did an update with the fishing and all that, and the new quests and stuff, like a actual like single player campaign. I'm like, oh okay. And I went there once and I started fishing, and I couldn't catch a fish because I didn't understand the fishing mechanics because they're a little bit complex. They're not complex. They're just I didn't understand what they were. But then I read up on it. I was like, oh okay. Because they don't explain it in the game for real. Or if they do, you probably gotta find it somewhere. But and I haven't found where the quests are to start the mission for the single player stuff. So I was like, oh man. So I gotta look that up too to find it. If you have Steam, you should already have it. They gave it to us free on Steam. They gave it to us free on PS. I have it twice and never paid for it. Oh, I guess I have it then. Or I never downloaded it. Yeah. Yeah, I don't play Steam that much. I play Steam to play our game, but besides that, I don't really play Steam. Okay, Riverbound, an indie dungeon crawler coming this summer. Already, I'm like, next? Because it's indie, whatever. Gorgeous and colorful. It now features a stunning cast of indie guest stars like Shovel Knight and Raz from the stellar Psychonauts. While a title doesn't appear to be deep, it looks like a lot of good old-fashioned fun co-op. Yeah, that's a super indie. But you have to buy DLC. So you have to buy DLC. What, to have it, to get it for free? Oh, to yeah, that's probably true. Well, that's what a lot of free games do. That's the new free game model. They give you the free game, and then all the DLC you gotta buy. I'm like, that's how I think that's how Game Pass. Well, that's how Game Pass. Well, in Game Pass, you don't actually buy the games; you just play them as long as you're subscribed. But like the free games that come out for games with gold are the same way. They don't give you the stuff. You gotta buy the DLC stuff. So Medieval, don't care. Looks like a better game than it did, but still don't care. And Away survival series. This is Animal Planet, the video game. You work in a food chain to try and survive prey in nature. It actually looks pretty cool. The environment is gorgeous, and by the early looks, it may have a very in-depth AI system. Wait, is that the game where you were like a chimp or something, and then you were fighting and stuff, and then you just keep going and going? Yeah, I don't know. And that was it, right? Those were the games. And then they announced another PlayStation Slim or something that was metal or looked metal. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's not metal. I'm like, how you gonna make a metal PlayStation? That don't work. That thing would be like $1,000 million. No, they only gave you the base game free. Yeah. That's what they do. That's what Xbox does too. I mean, that's not a bad. Words. That's not a bad system, I guess, or whatever you call it. It's not, I'm like, oh, okay. I mean, that makes sense business wise. So you'd be like, yeah, man, you get the game for free, so you get the taste, and then you want more, you buy it. I'm like, that's fair, I think. Can't ask for everything for free. I mean, you could, but it's not necessarily. Especially Sony, they're not into giving you free stuff like that. They'd be like, how about you buy our remake? How about we make it over again and you buy it over again? How about that? And people are like, yay, let's do that. And then Sony's like, okay. And another thing, well, the game Days of Play, that was kind of. People are like, oh man, it's so good. I'm like, not really. And know what I've been seeing a lot of? Oh. It's like these sites that are like super PlayStation fans that are trying to keep PlayStation in the news. They're like, oh, look at the free games that PlayStation's giving you now. I'm like, huh? It's like, okay. Yeah, I mean, they cut the games that you're getting by half because they're not giving you PS3 games or Vita games anymore. So all you're getting is PS4 games. And wait, is it 2 PS4 games? Is that what they're doing? I think that's what they're doing. So I'm like, okay. And so that's all I've been seeing. Oh, look at this free PS4 game coming this month. I'm like, huh? Okay, that's all you got. You just want to have PlayStation in the news. You just want some attention, you beautiful model. Although I know it's not Sony doing it, but still, it's the perception. So I'm like, okay. I'm just kind of like chuckling, like, oh boy. And I hope. I mean, they have a couple of bangers coming, but outside of that, you got some new stuff. Okay, say if Sony has new stuff coming right down the pipe, they got a PlayStation 5, right? So I would assume that a Gran Turismo will be a launch title on PlayStation 5, obviously, because it's been a minute since a proper Gran Turismo. Gran Turismo 8 was 7 the last one to come out, or was it 6 and then Sport? I don't even remember. No, it was 6. So Gran Turismo 7. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know. So 7 or 8, whatever. So a new Gran Turismo proper will be a PlayStation 5 launch title. I'm gonna say that right now. I still think Forza is gonna be a better game. They haven't quite gotten out of what Gran Turismo used to be. Like, it was, super. The first word that comes to mind is sterile, but it didn't have that kind of attitude. It didn't have what Forza introduced in, I believe, 3, when they had that Top Gear stuff. That's what did it, because it was like, then you got Jeremy Clarkson, even though he's a bad person or whatever, and all the dudes, all the other guys, James Hammond and all the other guy, I forgot his name, and they're like, yeah, man. And then they're talking, I was like, it gave that racing game such personality that I'm like, oh wow, this is kind of cool. And I kind of missed that. I think they still had that in the proper Forza game, but I think it's just some lady speaking. A lady or a dude, or a British dude. I can't remember, actually. Actually, I haven't played Forza 7 in a while. But, so they have Gran Turismo as the launch title. And The Last of Us 2 will be also a launch title, I believe. Or around, I'll say launch window title. And also Death Stranding and Ghost of Tsushima. So they have 4 bangers for the PlayStation 5 coming out the gate. Now, they will also be available on the PlayStation 4. Here's the problem with what Sony's doing with their backwards compatibility. And some people have pointed it out. Most people aren't really saying anything about it because Sony hasn't really given us the full details. Now, what Microsoft does with their backwards compatibility, what they tend to do is it comes out, and if it's for the S, it'll do some stuff. It'll be, the frames will be better or whatever, and the resolution probably be the same for the S anyway. But for Ninja Gaiden 2 just came out from backwards compatibility from the 360, and they up-resed it from, it was a lower 580 something to 1755p. So super 9 times the resolution of the original. You look at the footage. I saw a Digital Foundry. They did a thing on it. I was looking at it. I was like, dang, look at that. That was kind of good. 60 frames per second, all that good stuff, right? The problem with what PlayStation is doing is that they're just saying that the PlayStation 5's backwards compatibility will emulate exactly the PlayStation 4 game. No enhancements. So you're not going to get a benefit of having a PlayStation 5 playing a PlayStation 4 game. This is why I believe that they're going to release the game on both systems as separate SKUs. A PlayStation 4 version and a PlayStation 5 version. Because it would be idiotic. It would be moronic. It would be the stupidest thing in the world to not have PlayStation 4 versions of these games because of how many units there are. That's where they're going to sell the most. Now, if they're going to follow the same kind of idealism, the same ideas of, oh, we're going to have exclusives to push our hardware, then the smart thing to do would not put it on the PlayStation 4. Just, oh, it's a PlayStation 5 exclusive. If you want to play the last the newest Last of Us, you want to play The Last of Us 2, or you want to play Death Stranding, you have to buy a PlayStation 5. That's how they push units. And if they're so adamant about unit numbers, then that's what they would do. But by announcing this, that's why I question, like, okay, I think these games will be both for PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. I don't know if that's considered cross-platform, cross-generation. I mean, it's not, because it's two different SKUs, so technically it's two different games, if you will, even though they're the same game. Kaiju says the PS5 is gonna flop. Why would you say that? I mean, it seems like a pretty good system hardware-wise, but I don't think Sony knows what to do. And right now, like I said, they popped on EA Access, so that's something that they can say that, oh, we have that too. Oh, we have backwards compatibility too. Why don't you just get a PlayStation 5 instead of an Xbox? You know, and that's gonna be like their argument, where it's like, yo, we do the same thing they do, but we have the better games or something, right? And that's the argument. That's what a lot of people think. Sony should have went a different route and stayed with PS4, do something different. They should. This is what PlayStation 4 should do. They should follow. Well, they do follow the leaders, or they follow trends. They do them way late though. So you figure, what is it? So 6 years from now, they will have enhancements to their backwards compatibility stuff. Well, see, I don't know, because the patent that they PS5. Kaiju says PS5 isn't going to be that much different from PS4. It's coming out too soon. PS4 should have been in 10 years. No. The thing about that, I disagree, Kaiju. The thing about the timing that consoles come out should be parallel with the graphics card technology, because that's when they will see the greatest jump. So, I mean, there's a point to what you're saying. Well, Kaiju says PS4 is an improved PS3. PS5 is going to be a slightly improved PS4. Nothing. I don't think that's exactly true. I think there'll be greater improvements. Well, the thing about PS3 from PS4 is that PS3 was just a ass backwards cell processor. What the hell is this console? And then PS4 is like, oh, it's a PC. Thanks for making it regular. Thanks. So that's why it's much better. If they did like the Cell 2 or something, man, PS4 would have been hot garbage. Anyway. So, with the technology, right? So, they could have waited another 1.5 to 2 years to be like, all right, now we're going to come out with a console. And then, like, a year after that, so it would have been like 3 years. And then they would have had the Zen 3, I think it is, with the 5nm stuff. So, the next gen consoles, the Xbox Scarlet and the PlayStation 5, is going to have the 7nm stuff, right? So, it's going to be that and whatever else, SSDs, whatever else they throw in there. So that's what it's going to be, basically. And then the next one after that is going to be 5nm, which is supposed to, I don't know if it's supposed to double, but the efficiency, I saw some of the numbers they're throwing around. I was like, dang, man. I mean, I was like, dang, I wish they would wait for 5. But 5 is just now becoming, like, I think they're starting the process of, like, make them and get them out there and get them where they need to be. So it's still too early for 5. So if they want to be in the market, like I would say the PlayStation could, if Microsoft wasn't releasing a console, PlayStation 4 could hang on for a couple of years. But they're not. See, Microsoft is smart. They're like, yeah, we're gonna come up with a console, super high tech. It's gonna cost $1 billion, but guess what? It's gonna be way more powerful than the PlayStation. PlayStation is gonna look like Atari 2600. Good night. Drop the mic. You know what I'm saying? And so Sony's like, we can't have them do that. They can't have them. Well, they're gonna have the most powerful console, but it's like they can't come out before us and have the most powerful console. Like, imagine that if the Xbox came out before PlayStation 5, it was more powerful than the PlayStation 5 and comparable price. I don't know about that last statement, but I'm just saying, if it's comparable price and it's way better, and it comes out before PlayStation. I mean, you're gonna have the fans of PlayStation, yes, but come on, son. If something comes out and it's not as good, and you're like, why would I buy it? I already got the goods. This one's better. Why would I buy that one? Come on, son. So, that's the thing. Just the thing. And as far as slightly improve over PS4, no, I think it's I mean, looking at the numbers, you can say yeah, but the fact that they're shrinking the die gives it more power efficiency, so it'll be cooler, which means they could overclock it if they wanted to. I don't know how that's gonna work. Boost mode, if you will, which is not overclocking, but whatever. And it's funny, Nintendo adopted that mode to boost mode for the Nintendo Switch. I'm like, oh boy. Anyway, and what did they say? 56 CUs for the graphics portion. But the thing that I've heard, right, is that the APU and the GPU, even though it's an APU, I believe, they were referring to it as separate RAM for each. So the I guess it's 8 and 8. So the CPU had 8 RAM and the GPU had 8 RAM at gigs, 8 gigs of RAM, equating to 16. And I'm like, is that true? And if that is true, is that better than having unified system memory and being able to allocate it wherever it needs to be? That's the question. Because I mean, that's more like a PC than what we're dealing with now. If you have separate, that's more of a, sorry, my mic went out a little bit. That's more like a PC than what we have now. So it's like, yeah, if they do that where CPU gets 8 and GPU gets 8. Didn't the PS3 have that? They had it's 512, but it's 256 for CPU and 256 for GPU or something like that. That's why it was so weird. Dude, if they go back and start messing around with the formula of how the GPU, CPU, and freaking RAM and stuff works, I don't know, Sony. I don't know. Honestly, they should just make a more powerful PS4. Honestly, they shouldn't do that because that's not what made PS4 popular. Like I said before, it was the failings of Microsoft that led to the success of Sony, and they took advantage of it. You know, so that's what you do in business. But Microsoft is not going to afford them the luxury of being dumbasses, I would say like in 2013. And I would say that Phil Spencer, Satya Nadella, I think that they are on the same page because Satya is like, yo, stream. Let's get them farms producing. Let's get bigger farms. Let's do all this stuff. I'm like, well, okay. All right. People are like, oh, the Microsoft is going to sell off the Xbox brand and blah, blah, blah. Y'all idiots. Xbox makes a lot of money. Microsoft, like I said last week, $1 trillion. Sony's not 1 trillion. Sony's, I think, 400 and something billion. Half. Just like the numbers. Like, Sony sold twice as many PlayStation 4s than Xbox Ones. Sony's worth half of what Microsoft is. So, like I said this last week, I mean, you know, if you want to equate success by unit sold, sure, Sony's successful. But if you want to equate success by money, which is usually how you do it, yeah, Microsoft is 2 times as successful as Sony, if you want to do it that way. Artistically speaking, Sony does better movies because Microsoft doesn't do any movies. Although that Showtime Halo series might be something. I might have to get Showtime or just buy the Blu-rays. I think I'll just buy the Blu-rays. I end up doing that. I'm like, I'm not going to subscribe to Showtime just to see that. I'll just buy the Blu-rays when they come out. Like Game of Thrones, right? They're like on the last, 3 episodes or something? And people hate it now because the last episode was hot garbage. So said people. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. I saw 1 episode of Game of Thrones. I was like, okay, sure. All right. And I saw a couple of clips with Aquaman. Aquaman was banging, what's her name from Solo? Yeah. Kira? Yeah, that's her name. So, you know, I don't know. I think, I mean, I could be the dummy that says, oh, it's a 50-50 chance Sony's going to fail next gen. I'm like, yeah, okay, obviously it's 50-50. Come on, son. I think it's a greater chance that they actually succeed because of their fan base. But Microsoft had they were in the same position in 2013, and they blew it. And all Microsoft has to do is do everything right? Which is, it's not that hard because all they have to do is like, okay, here's a super powerful system. Yay! It's really about the price. If Microsoft wanted to win hard, like really win, they would they would take a loss on the console, right? And get that price real low, and it's super powerful, right? And then Sony would probably have to take a loss as well in order to stay competitive because their system won't be as powerful. And that would hurt them more than... Oh, would it hurt them more? It would hurt them a lot because Microsoft lost $1 billion on the original Xbox because they took a loss on each unit sold. So, and it sold 24 million. So how does that work? 24 divided by 1 billion is 5 point something? I don't know math. 5.25, something like that? That's quick math. I don't think it's right though. Wait, what was the math supposed to be? 1 billion divided by is 500. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So like if Sony if Microsoft takes a loss to stay competitive as far as price, they'll sell more units. They have the money to take a loss, so they can lose $1 billion or whatever, until the price is to where they stop losing money, which is a couple years in, I would assume. But you know what? I think what they're doing in order to not lose money is they're doing the 2 SKUs. So they'll do a cheaper SKU, and then they'll do the super ludicrous speed SKU. So the real gamers, the hardcore gamers, the gamers who like all them graphics, and them frames, will spend the extra cash on the Anaconda or whatever it's called. You know? I mean, I will. I'm gonna buy one. Well, you know what? I'm gonna hang on to my X for a minute, and I want to see what the Anaconda is, and I want to see what it does. And I'm gonna buy me a better TV. First and foremost, buying a better TV before I go and buy a freaking another Xbox. That's first and foremost. You know, you gotta have the right TV. That's like Ryan McCaffrey still slumming around with a freaking 1080p. I think he got a 4K finally, but it's been 6 years, whatever. Come on, son. You call yourself an Xbox dude at IGN, and you still slumming around with a mother flower 1080p. Get your ass out of my face with that shit. How can I take you seriously when you're still slumming around with a 1080p? And you're complaining about, but yet and still, you looking at hot garbage on your 1080p. Man, I was listening to the CatCast, and then Wombat was like, yo, I got this 4K. Yo, he doesn't talk like that because he's not cool like me. He's a little short Jewish dude. Anyway, Stuart, he was like, oh my God, this game was so beautiful. Oh my God, this game was so beautiful. Oh my God, this game was so beautiful. Guess what he was playing on? On his 4K TV, he was playing on the Xbox One X. So beautiful. And before that, he didn't know. He was like, whatever. Whatever. Then he sees it, he's like, oh, I get it now. You know what I'm saying? And even his dad, he told the story. Even his dad, he put on, I think it was Infinity War, one of the Marvel movies. He had a UHD 4K UHD Blu-ray. He put it on. He's like, yo, my dad never watches these type of movies, doesn't care about superhero movies and nothing. He put it on. His pop stayed for the whole movie, all 2 hours plus of it. Sat down, glued. Everybody's watching like, ooh, because it is real. If for anyone who says, oh, 1080p ain't that much of a difference, they're lying or they're blind. They have vision problems. Or they have a really giant living room, and they're sitting 25 feet away from their screen. Also, I'm going to get a bigger screen. I was like, oh, I'm going to get a 60 inch. And I was like, I'm going to get a 60. I'm going to get at least a 65 inch. Because I'm like, if I'm going 4K UHD, I want to, I want the pixels to smack me in the face. I was watching on Netflix. Like, if you got Netflix, and you have a 4K TV, oh my God, the most beautiful thing I've seen on Netflix to date is it's a Netflix original, but whatever. It's called Our Planet, and it's like one of those nature shows narrated by David Attenborough, of course. It's so beautifully shot. I was like, I fell asleep. I have to watch the first episode again. It's so beautifully shot. I was like, oh, and the music is like perfect, and I'm like, yo, this is the best. Like, if I were to sum up my nostalgia and my experience sitting on the floor and my dad sitting on the chair back in the day, and we would watch nature with George Page on our whatever it was 20 inch screen in the cabinet. It was color. If I were to summarize the epitome of that feeling of nostalgia from those days, I watched it this afternoon, and it's called Our Planet, and it's narrated by David Attenborough. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is the best thing I've ever seen. I might have to go and buy this on 4K Blu-ray to have it forever, because I don't have 4K Netflix. I was like, nah, we're not paying the extra. We good. So this was 1080p, and it was beautiful. I was like, why is? I was like, yo, this is so. I can't express how good looking this was. And it's kind of like, oh yeah, when new video game systems come out, they're gonna have a car game because that's the easiest way to make it look good. Sure. And I guess you could say the same thing about nature documentaries. But some nature documentaries look kind of hot garbage or whatever. I'm sorry. I keep saying it, but look, just go find it, watch it. It's so good and it's so relaxing. It's beautiful. If you're like I couldn't let Bridget watch it because she'd be like get depressed because they showed like the glaciers melting and stuff, and I was like, oh well, she can't watch this, but I can, because I'm like, the glaciers can melt. We could be underwater. Guess what? We're either gonna die or adapt. Go figure. I think we'll be alright. You know. So, yeah. So when people say 1080p, I don't see the difference. Yeah, they're lying. They're probably getting paid off by the DVD consortium. It's like, keep DVDs alive. Keep regular Blu-rays alive. Don't you want to see it, watch it in crisply clear 1080p? I said this before. I bought the Empire Strikes Back in not 4K because it's not out in 4K, and on Blu-ray. High garbage. It's better than the DVD, which I have, but I don't know what they took some hot garbage transfer, and there's all kind of artifacts, and it's like super compressed. It's like, it doesn't look good. I was like, come on, son, y'all clean the original film. Y'all need to do another transfer from the film. Give it to us. Give us that 4K. Do it in 8K and scale it down. I don't care. Do that. Super sample or something. When the 4K, whatchamacallit comes out. When the 4K Blu-ray of Empire Strikes Back comes out, I'm gonna get that, and I'm gonna have four different versions of Empire Strikes Back on digital on physical media. Of course, I could probably buy the 4K. Wait, do they have it in 4K on digital? I never looked into that. Even then, it wouldn't look as good as the physical disc because it's compressed even more on the. Actually, it shouldn't be that compressed then. But anyway, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, Sony. Like, how's Sony gonna do it? I mean, if you look at this is gonna be the last thing, and then we'll get to Blender. There's the last thing. It's like the last couple of E3s have been like kind of hot garbage for Sony as far as presentation. The only thing that has been good about them are the games, and some would say yes, those are the most important things. But no, it's kind of, that's part of it. That's part of the equation. You know, it's like, as long as you get the right answer, it's fine. Well, if it takes you 5 times as long to get the right answer than another person, then it's not the best. You know, it's not optimal. So they've been kind of losing a little bit of, I would say, the mind share, a little bit. But like I said, they've been in cruise control for a couple of years now. You know, ever since after God of War, Spider-Man hit, that's it. They were just hands off the wheel. We on autopilot. They in that Tesla like this, you know. So that's gonna bite them in the ass, man. You gotta stay on top. If your competition's hungry, guess what? They're gonna do what it takes, you know. And I feel Sony's, with their hubris, is being a little bit lackadaisical, a little bit too lax. And Microsoft's gonna sneak up, Nintendo's gonna sneak up, and they're just gonna take more of the market, you know. So that's what's gonna happen, I guess. I don't know. So let me switch this to here. So this is what I've been working on. It's my girl. It's my girlfriend. She's not my girlfriend. So this is, actually I haven't even named her. Well, it doesn't matter. But she's kind of 3D. It's magic. So let's see what this looks like. I haven't played this in a while. What's over here? Oh, I did do the eyes, kind of, sort of. Oh, it's over there. So I have to do the lips, and I have to do. I think that the iris thing is still a little weird, because it's gonna be this close basically. That's not bad though, but this is what it's gonna look like more or less because you get the shadows, which is not right, and the eyes are more 3D. Wait, did the eyes move up? Oh man, I'm gonna have to fix that. Hold on. Something. Oh, I know it's moving. It's the lines that I drew are moving, so it makes like the eyes moving a little bit, but that's fine. So yeah, I have two of them. I have one with the eyes and one without. So I have to figure out these lips. You got a pretty mouth. All right, I gotta figure out these lips. I don't know what to do yet. My first idea was to just switch them out really quickly per frame, but have different objects. So it'd be the first frame, and then to switch that one out, and then the second frame. Because I can't manipulate the object as far as vertices and animate that, which is kind of sucks. Unless I do two parts. I do the bottom lip part. I do this part, and then I do that part, and just have it. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. So I can do just two objects. I think. Let's see. So boom. So if I split it here and split it here, boom. Oh man, but it changes right there, and it changes there too. So it's 3. I could put the teeth and put a hole. Oh, I'd have to put a hole in her mouth. Huh. What are they talking about here? Do. How come I don't have a text chat up here? Sorry. Somebody put a coffee cup in it. That's funny. Alright, so let me see. Oh. So if we go to... That's the first frame, second frame. So we go here. We got object mode here. Object mode, lips. So if I go GZ, oops, like there, right? Alright, cool. So, oh shoot, I messed up. So that one needs to go up. GZ, oh, wrong way. Ah, shoot. Right there. Right. So yeah, that might be a better thing if I do it just frame by frame. Let me do it that way instead. So there, boom, and then this one. Alright, so I need a new object. Ugh, this is gonna suck. Where is that? Yeah, this is gonna suck. So if I move this guy, G, Y. No, I can't do it that way. God damn it. I have to do it that way so that it doesn't shift. Oh, that's that one. Alright, so add a plane. And I have to... Actually, it's only for the 3, and then I can have the 2. Oh, this is so complicated. Why did I make this? Why did I do it this way? Why did I do it this way? Alright. This is the boring part of the R9cast show, where I do the CGs. You know what I mean, buddy? Know what I mean? Know what I mean? Face. Alright. We do. Mean. She's mean, he's mean. You know what I mean? Remember that? That was Popeye. Rip. Robin Williams. Oops. I don't know why. Why is that not in the center? Did I make? I didn't make this in the center. That's why. So oh, okay. I see the center line right there. G. Oh no, I did it wrong. GY. Yeah, there we go. Well, I'm doing it. Let me line it up first. Jesus. Oh, that's why, because the stupid thing is not right. I didn't line up the my arrow, my 3D cursor. Something like that, right? Let's see. Yeah, maybe a little bit over. Something like that. All right, so let's do this. That's about right. No, I'll just leave it there. All right, so edit mode GY. Oh, wait a second. I got my brain. It's not working. So I need to. Oh, okay. I'll do that. Yeah. Need to subdivide these guys. Subdivide. Let's do it 4 times. And then we go. We'll do it this way, just so that I can get a general. I keep messing up. Alright. Oh, I did this. I definitely did this wrong. So this has to go. Oh no. There we go. That over there. Move this guy down. Do. But I appreciate you hanging out. And I'm hanging out. Even though this is boring. 4. Son of a. You son of a. Oh, sorry, I say that too much, I think. But yeah. I'm learning how to do the 3D stuff here. Although this is a kind of a hybrid. This is a hybrid experiment because I couldn't quite get the fill to operate the way that I wanted to, and I was getting frustrated. And I said, you know what, Blender, screw you. That's what I said. And 1, 2, 3, 4. And so that's what happened pretty much. And because it just wasn't working. I'm like, what the hell's going on? Why can't I fill this and whatever? And yeah, it was. Oops, that's not quite right. There, up. There you go. Boom. Oh, forgot this one. And that's gonna be. Alright. Yeah, the more curve you got, the more subdivisions you need. Obviously. You're thinking, why are you doing it this way? Because it creates a 3D object, which I then can put any material on it, it doesn't become, but it reacts to the light, which is what I want. And I'm pretty sure I did that not as efficient as I should have. But good enough. You know what I mean? Boop. Alright, now we go modifier, and we mirror, and there it is. Kaboom! Is there a line in there? Is that just a line? It might be just a line. Let's go here. Let's add that material, which is the ellipse. Oh wait, that's not the right ellipse. Hold up. That's the lips. So these lips. Hold on. These lips are there, right? But here, these lips need to go back. So we'll go G, Z. Where are they? I have to make sure they're not lined up with the... Oh no, they're not. So if I go... Okay. Yeah, that works. Cool. So this works. Although that's not the right material. Where's my... Oh, here's the lips texture. It's like, what the hell? Yeah, there we go. I'm not going to keep that texture, but... Oh, I'm not even centered right. That's why I was looking weird. Cool. Well, hi, Amo. Wait. Hi, Amo, mama. Amo. That's how the anime people animate, right? It's like... Oh, lost it. Here it is. Now that I can do that, I can... Whatchamacallit? Okay, let me go back here. So that's that. So I need a new one here. So wait. So boom. Oh shoot. So this one. So it's there, and then this one needs to be G, Z. Oops, wrong way. So wait, where is it? It's there. I'll put it behind that one, so we don't get confused. So they'll go in the right order. Let me see. Yeah, that worked. Boom, boom. Huh. It's like a flip book, basically. Oh man, I can't believe I'm doing it this way, but whatever. Look. I am... Bam. At least I did something right that time. And the end's right there. I was like, I did something. Oops, nope. Alright. Nope. Scale that bad boy. Wow. What is that line? You see it? I don't know what that line is. Huh. Oh, whatever. Oops. One of the most important things is to keep your view in the right position. Right, whatever. And always keep this center line centered, so that when it does the... Oh wait, did I do this wrong again? Oh, I did do it wrong. Wow, that's really weird. Just do that. Put this one up here. There you go. I'll do this one first. What did I do? 6 last time? Something like that. So Y is... I guess Y is to add a duplicate of vertice or something? I don't know what it is. I mistakenly ran into that. Well, I did it by accident, basically. So I'm like, I don't know what did that... Oh, that's bad. When that happens, that's bad. at 7 the last time and I was short. Well, I know I'm short, but ha ha, good jokes. I see it. I see it. Put it there. Alright, and one more here. That'll be how many? 3? Yeah. Also, if I can figure out how to, well, I was gonna say kind of make, give it some dimension, some dimension, like how I did the ears, the lips. I mean the eyes, like that. I made them spheres so you can see. I know those frames in between are kind of messed up, so I'll probably have to go in and maybe fix. Yeah, I'll probably have to do some additional tweaking. But all right, so that's there. So I have to go back one, and then move that down. GZ. Oops, wrong way. That's boom, and then down again. GZ. So where is it? That needs to be lower. I'll put it down there. So I'll have. Wait. Oh, I always do that in the wrong place. Oop. Alright. Boom, boom. It works. Haha. Motherflaka. Ha. Now I have to. Oh, wait a second. How's that gonna work? Oh, yeah, I can do the hole. Wait, is the hole bigger than the smallest? It's not. I don't think it is. Oh no, I think we have an issue. Oh no, we don't have an issue. I can just whatchamacallit. So I have to go back to this one, and I need to. Need to do this. New edge. I could have just freaking subdivided it. I hope I did this right. Well, how would that? Yeah, it'll. If I do it that way, well, I don't have to make it perfect. It'll just be a basic shape, because it's gonna cover it up for the most part. This goes down here. Boom. And now I need subdivide one. Boom. Did that work? No. Ah. isn't this working? Why isn't this working? I need to punch a hole in it. Oh, I know what I can do. So dumb. First of all, let's take this mirror off for a second. Let's see what the hell's going on. Alright, second of all, go here. Go here. Subdivide one. Boom. We go here. We go G. Oh boy, that's a problem. Alright, so let's see what we can do here. So this. Nope. What? I don't. Do these lines not count? I don't get it. What am I doing wrong here? Doing something wrong. Doing something wrong. Should have finished the mouth animation first before I did all this. Let's see if we can do it again. There is another layer. But it didn't. Wait. Where did it? Hold on. Give me this. Give me this. Oh, it did it down there. Okay. Maybe like this. Wait, where is it? There it is. So there's. Why are there two different? Was I in the wrong? Oh, whatever. It doesn't matter. So I'll do it this way. Oh boy. I'm making this way more complicated than. I mean, not that it should be, but definitely way more complicated than I thought it would be. But. So this goes down here. Whatchamacallit, this one here. Sub. Divide it. One more here. G. Wait, why is this clear? What the hell is going on here? Hold up. That's the one. Wait, why am I? Okay, this thing is messing up. Here we go. Subdivide that. Yes. Give me that. Yes. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. So that stuff doesn't matter. Whatever this is. That over there or something. Oh, messed that up. G. Go down there. Here we go. Okay. And then, so the lips. So it has to be wide like that. Yeah. So where's the top one? Need another split here. Way harder than it should be. Because I'm a dummy. I'm a dummy. I'm a dummy dumb. A dummy dumb. I don't know if that's almost. Right there, right? I think that's it. Boom, boom. What? Oh, it's a little bit of. That's alright. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, yeah, I did it. So now the problem is is, what's the problem? What's the problem? Problem is, what the hell is that? Hold up. I'm gonna delete these. This is really getting on my nerves now. Delete edges. Delete edges. Delete edges. Delete edges. Delete edges. And that's it. I think that's it. Yeah, okay. Saving. Saving is fundamental. Fundamental. For all you guys on allgames.com, which you probably know about it. Wait, what? Oh, yeah. Okay, so that's what I need. I need to put. Okay. All right, so let's do that first. No, let's do that last. Boom, 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 boom. So I guess we'll continue to do it this way. Now the cool thing about it is that I can change the material and color whatever I want it to be, so it doesn't need to be. Well, it won't be. That's just kind of a placeholder material until I figure out a better version. Do 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 do. Get your face out of here. Always messing this up. I might as well just freaking divide these already. So let's do 7. We'll do 7. And we'll just keep it like that. Alright, so let's see here. G. Oh. Whoa. What the heck is going on here? Hold on, let me see. Oh, it's too low. Let me pull it up. It's like, what the hell? There you go. Let's bring it up more. Closer to the lips. GY. There we go. Redo a few of these. So that's there. So if we go back one, let's go to regular mode. We go back. Are we on 7? Yeah. We go back one. And GZ. Oh, wrong way. I always go the wrong way. We go boom, boom. G. I think this is where we can do the 2 on the next one. G. Z. Yeah. So, ooh, that's way down. Right there. There we go. So there we go. So it's just that. So I have to actually make a mouth shape in there. I would say at least that big. Yeah, that's good. Like that. It's good enough space, I think. Maybe dark enough. Dark enough. Alright, so where am I? Boom, 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 boom. I was debating on whether I'd make her eyes like more realistic. Although those are just temporary eye colors in there, so we're gonna fix that stuff. Yeah, it kind of looks weird because like that's what it's actually gonna look like. Let me show you. Oh, I don't have a camera, but this is what it's actually gonna look like when I'm playing it. You see more of the texture, but this is just more of a subtle. That's what it's gonna look like when it's actually rendered. So it looks like kind of like paper or something. But now it's doing that because of the way it renders stuff. But, alright, so let's go back here. Lip. Okay, there we go. So let me see here. Doom. Yeah, so we'll do 2. We'll do 2. 2 planes this time. Actually, we do 2 planes on the same thing, then that way I can keep it as one. Can I animate them separate? No, I can't. That's a bad idea. So I'll do them separate. Save there. It'll actually be like there. No, it won't. It'll be like there. Well, I'll bring them down. Scale Y, G, Y, Y, O, Y. Scale X. Dun, dun, dun. This is the tedious stuff. It's only tedious because I'm doing it this way, but I mean it's tedious regardless because animation. But all right, so I'll do that, but I'll leave a little extra on the bottom, like that, and then it should. Let me see. Yeah, I can leave just a little bit like there, and then move this bottom lip down to follow. Yeah, cool. That'll work perfect. All right, cool. I think I said all right, cool too much. needs to have an overlap so I can adjust it after if I need to. This is like painting, for real painting cells, I guess. I have no idea what it's like to do that because, I'm not that old. I am that old, but I'm not that old. Know what I mean? Alright. So that's there, so I need another plane. Scale it down. So this is gonna be part that kinda. Oh yeah, I still haven't scaled those other parts correctly. I messed that up. Okay. Alright, so this one needs to come down a little bit. So let's pull. Oops. GY down. Oops. Yeah, something like that. Then I need to add. So divide once. I'm still. Yes. And boom. Okay. So that one should be. Oops. And this one should be. Oops. Alright, cool. Now I have to. Get a mirror both of them. Alright, so. Shoot. Oh, so. Wait, so wait, I don't. A little bit. Cool. Boom. 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 Looks like I have to adjust that over there. Let me fix this while I'm here, because this thing is just. Oh. Shoot, it was already there. Oops. So that should be like there. That should be like there. Alright, that should be good. Alright, so G, Y. I have to fix those two. So a little bit. I gotta do that too. Hopefully, I won't break too many things. So I'm gonna have to. Wait, is that? Okay. This and. That's the thing I need to cover for the lips. That looks weird. Okay. So I could just probably put some fillers in there. Alright, it's not bad. Although it's gonna be closer to be like, well, not that close. Something like that. Oops. Excuse me. Alright, so let's do this. so that needs to be. Well, let's animate it first. So we're doing. That's what. I don't need anything else, but right there. That should be it. Yep. Cool. Alright, so actually. Alright, so now we add the material of the flesh texture and boom, it disappears. Yeah, boy. Ha! Magic, son. Magic. It's not magic, but still. Yeah, now I gotta fix the mouth cracks. That sounded weird. I just saw some other mistakes. Alright, y'all. All games. I know. I'm done. Remember, listen to all them shows on all games, man. Listen to them and be like, yo, that's good. And some. And yeah. And I could spit out some of the names, but my brain doesn't work that well anymore. And I spelled blender wrong. Yeah, see, that's how dumb I am. Yeah. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Next week, tilt the weight. And everybody else, I'm still here. Everybody else, I'm still here. Yeah. No, it's sad. Bridget changed the cable plan or whatever to get cheaper, I guess, or whatever. And we don't have the Daily Show no more. I was kind of sad we don't have Comedy Central. I was like, arg. And so, yeah, can't watch that. You know what's cool is that there's an automatic shadow, which is dope. So let's fix the lips. Let's fix them lips. So I need another. Oh no! If I made that bottom part of this mesh, that part lower to cover that, then I'm good. Yeah. So what I'll do. So this guy goes down, and I'm gonna add one there. Oh, I don't think that worked. Son of a bitch. There we go. GY. Boom. Yeah. What's all that happening? What's going on there? What's that? Oh shoot. Wait. What the hell is going on here? Oh no, don't tell me it's screwing up my thing here. Oh. Man. I had you working out so good, baby. Let's yeah, it did screw up. It screwed something up. Hold on. So oh no, wait a second. Okay, good. It didn't screw it up. I'm just tripping. Oh, I did screw something up there. Hold on. Edit mode. And this So yeah, that's where it needs to be. So I need to make that. Oh, this needs to come down. G. Something like that. That's perfect. Okay. And then the that other piece right here needs to GY that. Boom. And we're done. Well, we're not done, but with that we are. Alright, so now I just have that to deal with. Right? Oh, on the bottom, I think. Yeah, a little bit there. Bottom lip. God dang it. Oh man, I shouldn't be rubbing my eyes, but my eyes be itching. Okay. So let's see. We can see if I move this down. Oh, then I still have to do something with that though. Oops. That's not gonna work. How's that one all the way up there? Alright, so let's do this one and let's see how far down we gotta go. Alright. So this one. Extrude Y. So it's just that one little piece there. Oh, that's not gonna work. Is that gonna work? No. I doubt it. Can I do one piece for all of that? I should keep it for the top. Let me do that. Oops. So instead of that coming down. Keep it for the top. this out. There. So it comes in there. No, it comes in. Oh boy. So how does this? This is where it's supposed to lose it. Let's see if I can make this a little more round. So that should fit better. Maybe not. So it's boom, boom. So nah, these need to get out of here. No. Alright, so that frame needs to be down. GC. Where is that number? Further down. And also way over here. Okay, it pretty much works as it's supposed to. And we do the mirror. Okay, so just missing a few stuff. Is good there, but it's a few. I can't really see it actually. No, it's not that. It's not that bad. Alright, so let's put our teeth in. Our teethus. Teethus, dang it. There's another part where we can have it semi-realistic. Not really though. But I need to have it there. I need that. So let's add a plane. Wait, let me see something here. Oh, okay, it stays within there. That's good. Alright. Why? Oops. This way. we'll bend them or something, or we'll figure something out, because that has to be part of the whole mouth, actually. So I'll do the teeth, and then I'll put a cavity around it, I guess. Yeah, so let's split them up. Oops. So, no. G, Z for now. Let's see. Yeah. We can make them good. Alright, so you go here. That key. Okay. Now let's mirror. And now let's. I wonder. If I bend, I just have to extrude it, I guess. Okay. Edit mode, boom, extrude under normals. Nope. It works. Although I do want it to bend though, so I should bend it first and then extrude it. Alright, so let's see if I can do this. I don't know, man. I don't know if this is gonna work. Select all new faces first. No. I want new lines. Can I wear text right now? Just gotta do it. There we go. I did that kind of wrong. Slide that one over. Nope. If I make them look like teeth, will that give me the appearance of teeth? Sorry. Is there another one here? Yeah. So I need one here. This, boop, 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 and we're good. Boop, 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 boop. Alright, now let's bend these mother flowers. So if I bend it, like back up. What is that? Z? Nope, wrong one. I gotta do it that way. From here first. Or from here first. Yeah. Yes, this one and this one. Alright. And it still works. Cool. Gives me a little bit of a roundy round. So let's extrude. Oops. So we need a which color for that? We need a material. Let's go for highlight. Did I do it? Is that the? I guess it is the same color. So wait, did? Oh, that's right. I gotta bring it. So that's the frame. There. Next one is. So this one should be over, actually. You over. And this one should be over here. Right there. Ah. What is that? Why is it so? It's too close. Oh, it's over. That's why. So that one should be cheesy. Down, down, down. Right about there. That's about right. Kind of. Still cutting through. It's weird. Shouldn't be. I don't see it. But I see it. Huh. Oh, that must just be the. Yeah, that's the mess up I did. I gotta fix that. Okay. So it's not the teeth, it's this. Did I need to put another piece in there, or I just no? I need to fix those from here. Oh, this one's wrong. Oh, I didn't have a. So wait. I thought I had. That's weird. Yeah, gotta fix that. There's just a few frames in there. Am I fixing that, or am I fixing? Yeah, I think I am fixing that. And that too. Okay, so I just need to add a little sliver right there. Wait, can I just duplicate one? If I take, wait, let's take that, duplicate it, right? GY it down. Does that make a new one? I think it does. I'm doing this the crazy hard way all along. You could just be doing this the easy, crazy, easy way. Boom. Fixed it. Fixed that junk. Alright. So let's see what she looked like. Pretty close. The teeth is kind of... Gotta line them up. Some of these frames. Oops. Zoop. So let's see. G, Y. Boom. G, Y. Is that it? Maybe those couple two right there. Oops, that was one. What is that? What was it? There we go. Alright. I think that did it. Let's look at you. Let's look at you. Yep, that's pretty good. I need to fix a cheek and I need to put a mouth in her. The inside mouth. Oh, that kind of does look like one already, but wait, there's some extra lines in there. What was that from? There. Yeah, what are those? Let's find out. Awahan. Oh, that's that. I think those are just extra lines. I can take that, right? I think I can without destroying anything. Yeah. Oh, it's just the one. Okay, cool. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. Look at that. It's like I know what I'm doing. Well, that's kind of weird right there, but... Oh, that's going to be a problem, isn't it? Wait a second. Oh, so I can actually... Which one is this? That one is... Boop. Boop. Oh, that's why. Never mind. Alright, so let's throw in the mouth itself. That looks kind of cool. Let's throw in the mouth itself and see what we can do. So we need a... Let's do a... wait a second. If we go to object mode, shade smooth, that works. Yeah, we're not gonna mess with all that other stuff here. All right, so I need to instead go to edit mode. Edit mode, and let's do it this way. Oops. What am I doing? It's not what I wanted to do. Zoom, zoom. Almost. Let's delete faces. Switch. Okay, what the hell just happened there? All right, let's undo that. Let's go to face. Let's go to 7. Let's go there. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Yep. Delete faces. Okay, it's not working. Why is it not working? Huh. I'll do it twice. I'll do it twice. There we go. That's what I wanted. Okay. So let's take this bad boy and shrink it. Well, let's go to the right. GY it. Shrink it so that it fits the hell. Uh-oh. Oh, no, that's good, actually. Because we're going to pop it. Perfect. Alright, so now we're going to flatten it a bit. So we want to scale Z, like so. And now we're gonna do hair texture. No, that's not right. If we do lips, what's going on here? Oh, it was off. I never fixed that part. Oh man, I got so much more to do. Son of a bitch. That's okay. Oh my god. Let's redo that. Let's make that a darker. Something like that. Now we gotta fix the lips. Gosh, dog it. Then it fixed the top part. Let me see what that looks like. I don't think I feel like doing this right now. It's a little, that texture is too messed up. I'm gonna change that. Whoops. Okay, it's this one here. Is it the? Huh. I guess it is. Actually, I don't think I need a texture. I probably do need a texture. Alright, hold on. I'm gonna freeze it. Okay. I'm gonna smooth the shit out. There we go. I guess I gotta model her whole mouth too. I gotta put the thing with the tongue too. Made this very difficult for myself. I mean, I'm just trying to make a realistic anime girl. She's not anime. All right, so I fix all that. So I just need that. Actually, I just need that. So if I do that and just move it up, that should work. Let's do that real quick. Alright, so I just need this up and this Y. Ah. This and this. You go there. You go here. Oh, I thought I had a double. You go. Like this. Alright. So you go here. There. Just line this stuff up here. You go there and you go there. And you go there and there. You go there and you go there. And you go there and there. Yay, we did it. Okay. So let's get the. That's the lips. Where's my lips at? Lips. And then we need one of these. Boom. Alright, cool. That's that. Control C. Alright, so that's there. So we go boom, 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 boom. G, Y. Oops, too far. Something like that. Go a little bit. I think the sides give me problems. I might have to zip it out. Let me see something here. Where's that plane at? There's that one right there. Nope, that's not the right one. This is plane 38. Where is the. Okay, where is the plane 38? It's gotta be in here. Yep, there it is. Okay. So from there, boom, boom, boom. this one? Oh, we can delete this. And this one go here. Actually, we delete that one too. Start there. Didn't solve my problem, but at least it cleaned that up a little bit. So is it that one? I gotta figure out which one it is. Or that one just doesn't go back. I think that's what it is. So I need to bring those back, basically, right here. So here, they need to stay. There we go. Actually, I don't know how far. That's far. I just need that one, actually. And whatever that one is. So, or is that? Wait, what is that? Oh, it's one of these other ones here. Oops. close though, getting better. Getting closer. So that one. Is that one? No, it's just more. There's more stuff up here. Let's find it. Which one are you? Jesus. Oh. It should be that one, but it's not because that one's already behind. Or is it? Oh, it is. This mouth isn't big enough. Okay. Let's see what's going on here. Scale X. Cover your mouth. Oh my gosh. I don't want the scale back. So let's delete this one. That's funny. There we go. So that's closer to it. Yeah, still gotta fix just the top lip is still a little bit, the first parts of it. Yeah. And then we're running at 19 frames. It's not bad. We got a lot of objects though, so. A few little things I need to fix on the eyes, on the cheek, the jaw. Some of the lips. Figure out the materials. Yeah, I guess I gotta put a tongue in there, huh? I don't know. Definitely gotta change the color. The lips color is too pink. Do that now. I like that a little better. I like that better, I think. A bit on the orangey side. Orangina. Yeah, I like that a little better. Pink was too pink. Yeah, I'll see if I can figure out something with the. I think I can do a thing in the eye, so it kind of looks like a lens, not a lens flare, but like a whatchamacallit. Let me see if I can do it. Add a mesh that is going to be a circle, a circle. Circle. GI. or wait, can I do a material? Wait, if I do, hold up. How do I? Okay, wait. Select the circle and load and face it. But fill it. Sure, it doesn't matter because it's gonna stay a circle. Scale it. GX needs to be GZ there. Duplicate it now. GKX. Put you about the same spot. I'll probably put 2 lights, but and then we're gonna choose a new material for that because that's not the right material. Oh, get it mode. Eyelash, get out of here. That one. New emission. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. The color's white. Should be white already. Strength. We'll leave it all the way up. That's a little too bright. I'm gonna have to scale them down a little bit. You know what I mean? But now I have to move them. So, boop, boop. That one's too high. Oh, they're both too. Oh my gosh, they're way too high. You. There you go. Oh, they're connected. Good. That's a good thing. So when I put them there, they'll be behind. Good. So I don't have to. Oh snap! Are you serious? Cool. I don't even have to move them except for that one. Except for those. They need to move over. GX a little bit so you don't interfere with my friend. Oh. That one's like smooth over too. A little bit. So you don't interfere with my friend. Alright, so let's wait, do I like that one better? No. Oh, that's not right either. Wait. Oh, I delete those. So this one delete and delete. There we go. Then I have to adjust that one, I believe. Yeah. I might end up scaling them too. Maybe a little too big. A little too big. So let's scale them down. Scale. Oops. Oh no. Let me see if I can scale them. No, that's the wrong way. This way. Just move them over. Again. Oh shoot. Okay, this isn't gonna work. God dog it. They do need to be a little bit above though. So put them. Ah. God dang it. Okay. If I was only above that line. Alright, so let's do this again. Delete those. fill? Where's the fill? Wait, I'm losing my brain right now. Edit mode? Yeah, here we go. Face, grid fill, whatever. Do. X, something like that. Did I save that? No. Oh no, it's supposed to be here, right? Is that it? Yeah, that's it. And I think that might do it. Possibly. Let's see. So Kate's behind everything and it's not in the way of. Okay, that works. That works alright. Oops. Save. Alright, I'm done. Cleaned her up pretty good. There's only a few little things left, and then figure out her suit, and then go from there. You get the difference between this one, these two. Look at that. So cool. What I was thinking of doing, possibly maybe, is using a stand-in body. You know, it's like a body from another model, just throw it in there. And kind of use just the cut out the neck and just put it in there. I don't know if that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. Just realize what I'm saying. It's not gonna work. Although I could make the boobies 3D-ish. Alright. It's just boobies and everything's fine. Oh boy. Wait, I hope I didn't screw this up by. Hold on a second. Okay. Hello. So actually, I'm gonna delete all of these. Okay, good. Whew. I was afraid. I was afraid. Save. That's right. Yeah, we got our frames back too. Yeah, I gotta put a tongue and stuff in there. I think that'll look pretty cool. I mean, it looks cool there. Looks cool there. It has like it kind of has like a movie quality. It's kind of weird. You know, it just doesn't look super flat or anything, which is kind of what I wanted. A little bit of depth, like the shadows that it's making, the mouths, and whatever. I mean, I think the next thing that I would try is to make an actual model of her in 3D. That'll be my next challenge for like future projects. But right now, I'm good. But anyway, appreciate y'all hanging out. I'm a dip dab dip. Know what I mean? So I am out of like the little light though. I added. It kind of works, right? Anyway, till to wait.